Welcome to Unscripted with
Aditi.
and Haley, where we take you behind the scenes of our acting journeys.
And today we're just going to be yapping. We're going to be literally talking about whatever.
Yeah,
So, yeah, whether it's like the industry, us, celebrities, movies, whatever.
all things. Yeah.
All things.
Um, yeah, I mean, acting is such it's such whenever you think about it from an outside perspective, it's such an interesting career
It
to want to
is.
pursue.
It's the thing is like it's so nothing is guaranteed ever, and it's like everyone's process is so different. Like there's no like one way to go about it. So like I can't tell you like exactly what you need to do because it's not going to be the same for everyone.
Same for everyone.
Plus it's like especially like us, I feel like we both go to schools where there's not a lot of Hollywood actors like us. And a lot of times it feels like isolating, I feel like, because like people are like, "Oh, so you're an actor, but like what are you actually doing?" Like,
Or like, what's your
mm,
backup plan?
I'm
I mean,
actually an actor. That's what I love. That's what I'm gonna do.
no, same. I think for the longest time, I always was like, I have to double major. Or and like this is for all the people like planning to go to college and stuff like that. Like I was always like I'm gonna double major and like do acting or a theater major, but then also like have a backup plan. But then
Hmm.
I recently came to the conclusion, and I'm so happy that I did, is I'm only applying to film schools, no backup options. And if I don't get into any of the film schools that I want to go to, then I'll do like 2 years of a local college and then transfer into like USC or UCLA.
Yeah. For
Because
me, oh, sorry, continue.
you're good.
For me, for the longest time, I feel like with like the pressure of at my school, I felt like doing acting as a major because like whenever I told people that I did acting, they were like that's what you're doing. Like you don't have anything else. I'm like, yeah, I might consider business. I might consider business. So I was like thinking like I might do something business related, like econ or whatever. And that's what I was like thinking like up until like literally this summer, and I realized that I don't have like any like actual like internships, or I haven't really taken that many business classes either. I am this my senior year, but I didn't take any before, and I've realized like I have like it's not something that I would really genuinely be happy pursuing. And going to UCLA and USC and looking at the film schools like just made me realize like I want to do
That's what I
this.
want to do.
I want to do film. Like I don't want to do anything else. I don't think I'd be happy doing anything else.
That is exactly how I felt. Because, like, before the summer, I was always like, I have to be a doctor too, or I have to, be a dentist, or I have to be in business. Like, I can't, acting isn't a real job. And I hate that term of like, you need a
Yeah.
real job because it is a real job. And so my
Yeah.
parents have been very supportive and it's really sweet. They're very encouraging with me
Yeah.
choosing film school only because I just like realized that like you really only this is like kind of like corny, but you only get one life. Like
Hmm.
this is it. And so I feel like if I don't go for it, I will always wonder what would have happened if I just put myself out there. And you really do miss 100% of the shots that you don't take, so why not just make it work? And a lot of people are like, well, what if you don't get into film school? Well, guess what? I'm going to end up there. I will. Like, even if I have to go to community college for 2 years and then transfer in, I will be at film school.
Yeah.
I and I think that's like another thing too is like a lot of people have like shut down community college and like undermine it, but it is the same exact education that you'd get
Yeah.
undergrad. So don't hate on community college. And it's such a good way to then get into your dream schools if you keep up a certain GPA. So I definitely, no matter if I get into film school or if I don't first try, like I'm not gonna let it discourage me, and I'm not gonna, not because if you stop working at it, obviously it's not gonna work. Like everything
Exactly.
isn't going to, like I am a firm believer in, like you can speak things into existence, but it's a lot more than just saying that it's going to happen. It's taking active steps
I
to
agree.
let it happen. Because if
With that.
you're just like sitting here, like not doing anything, not taking any steps, not trying to submit for agencies, not trying to join Facebook groups, nobody's gonna really find you. Like nobody's gonna just like
Yeah,
email you out of the blue and be like, you're exactly like you have to put yourself out there.
exactly. Yeah,
And it's
and
fun.
yeah. Um, I want to like go back to like what you were saying about how like people say like acting isn't a real job. I feel like that's so true for most like I guess more creative like
Mm-hmm.
jobs. I think it's also it's just it's not right because like if you look in like our history, like you can see how much like Shakespeare, philosophy, and all these different like creative aspects have literally made our society. And so to see that be like undermined and not
Mine.
appreciated as much, especially today, is really disheartening and it's not nice to see. That it I think it's so important because like especially as like an actor, like the reason I create movies and TV shows and you know do what I do is because I want to have an impact on this world. I want to change someone's life for the better. I want to move people and that's why I'm doing this. So that impact is it's so strong and I feel like to say that it's not as important or to not understand the motive behind acting is it's really sad. And also like yeah, yeah,
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is a lot of people like compare it to, being a doctor or being a lawyer
yeah,
or, things like that. And it's like one job doesn't have to be more important than the other. Of course,
exactly.
doctors are out there saving lives, and that's amazing. And I'm not trying to compare the two because they shouldn't even be compared in the first
Hmm.
place. Like one person is saving lives and the other person is saving lives in a different way because a lot of people like I know like whenever I've been in some of my darkest times like films have been the thing where I feel like if I see a character that I can relate to it like it just gives you like the reassurance in who you are and like
Truly.
feeling like things are going to work out. So it's
Yeah,
like they don't need to be compared. They're not in the same genre of a job. They don't need to be compared.
exactly. And yeah, I've seen comparisons so much on like TikTok, Instagram, whatever. Like it's not you can't compare like come two jobs that are on like come two differently like two different sides of
Right.
the
Exactly.
career. Yeah, like you can't compare them and it's just not fair because I know that like whatever lawyers, doctors, engineers do, that's all as equally important as what an actor does. I just think that like undermining any job is not
Period.
is
Yeah,
not fair. And
exactly.
I like think like what you were saying about like being an actor and or being whatever like literally if you have an intention and not like actually taking the steps to pursue what you want is like you can't get anywhere from that. Like I think you and me we both have poured in so much time and energy and effort into our careers. Like we've literally been doing classes for years and years like every single week. We literally like we do auditions, several auditions that literally take until like take a lot of hours and you know we read, we watch, we do so many things because we're consistently
Dedicated.
trying to better ourselves and trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can. And obviously there's a lot of room for improvement for both of us. Like there's a lot of things that I want to get better at, but you know, just taking those steps every single day. And like even in the beginning, like when I didn't know where what to do, where to go, like just exploring, researching, going into those Facebook groups and putting myself out there because if you don't put yourself out there, no one's going to know you, no one's going to see you.
Exactly.
So that's so important. And also like I'm forgetting, but yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to add on to that.
Yeah. I think I kind of want to like touch on like college and stuff like that because I feel like that could be something that like resonates with people.
Yeah.
Um, I know there's like a lot of different and mixed opinions on if you need college for film or acting or whatever. Um, and like my answer to this is no. You don't need to go to film school. You don't need to go to acting school. But acting school is different than acting coaching.
Yeah.
Like you don't need to like go to like a conservatory, I think is like the proper name
Yeah.
for it. You don't need to get a BFA in theater or in film and television acting. You don't have to do that. Of course, it's an extra step and it's extra training and it's something that like can give you the college experience. I know personally like I really do want the college experience. I've always been excited for college. And if I do go to college for anything, I really do want it to be film.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that it's for everybody. If you are someone that is creative and ambitious, there are so many YouTube videos. There are so many like film courses that you can take online that are just like a few $100. Like if you can't afford to go to film school, because I know film school is a luxury. Like I won't be the like person that's like film school isn't a luxury. Film school is a luxury. It really is. It's really expensive. It's really competitive, and you have to have the resources to get there.
Yeah.
But if you are ambitious and you are creative, there are so many places where you can like rent cameras out. And so you don't have to buy one. You can, take film classes. Like I know in my area there's like local like activity centers and they do like film classes and stuff like that are free. There's a lot of YouTube videos that show you how to shoot on, certain cameras or shoot on your iPhone or whatever kind of phone you have. And you can make films and you can submit them to local film festivals. I know I worked on a short film a while ago that was submitted to a local film festival and it won an award, which is really cool. And then, just kind of like take those steps and work your way up and then pitch yourself to, places if you want to write and figure out that process. Because there's so much material and so many resources to help you get where you want to go. And I think just using that, and there's so many free resources, like I want to stress that. But also, again, there's things like Masterclass, which is way cheaper than, film school. I think it's like $100 per Masterclass, maybe, which is still, again, expensive, but it's not nearly gonna cost as much as a
Yeah.
$75,000 a year tuition for, USC or
Um,
anything like that.
yeah. Also, like if you are iffy about like what you want to major, and if you still want to pursue film, but you do want to major in something else, like you can still do that and do film.
Absolutely.
Like use like there's so many resources. There's so much out there to help you, and if you are really really passionate about this, but you don't want to do film school, then go and look at those resources. Try to put yourself out there as much as you can. It's the same. I feel like if you're an actor, a filmmaker, a writer, whatever, like there's so much out there for you. And again, like I feel like what you said, like film, like you don't need to go to film school, but I think for me is I want to be in that environment where I am consistently pursuing what I love, whilst and still having the college experience because that's really really important to me. Because I think for both of us that we've always seen college as these
Yes.
amazing 4 years of our lives.
And it's where you learn a lot and you meet, your forever
Yeah,
friend.
exactly. Like college, and so many people have told me, like my managers have told me, like college is literally like the 4 years where you become who you are. You're kind of let out into this world, I guess, in a way, and you meet people, you meet friends for life. You have the experiences of your life. Like whenever your parents or someone older, they always talk about like, oh, back in college, back in the day, like I did this and this. So it kind of makes you like think about your college experience. So yeah, like I think pursuing higher education is really really important, because it's not only that you learn so much, you have those experiences that you need to excel in yourself and your life. And yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
I also think just for me, I would like, I don't know, I feel like I need to get this out. I was so obsessed with college in middle school and like living in a dorm and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people are probably going to be like, a lot of people do tell me like college isn't even all that like like I definitely romanticize the idea of college
Yeah,
a lot.
me too.
But I think that's what's gonna make me thrive in college is because I romanticize it so much that I think there's no way that it can disappoint me. I have had the hugest dream. Like, if you know me, if you're someone that's close to me, you know my dream school forever, forever has always been UCLA. And like walking around the campus, I literally wanted to like cry because of how much I fell in love with it. It is the most beautiful school in the whole world with the most beautiful people. We were so, so lucky to run into a few students who were so kind and they talked to us. And that was really what sold that school for me because I was like, I am not like the most outgoing person. I'm very shy, but everybody there makes you feel so welcome that it's not even like you have to try. It's just that like the mutual understanding that I don't know how to describe it. Like it's just like there's like a mutual understanding that everybody's there for each other on that campus. Like
Yeah.
it genuinely this the school is huge, but it felt so small.
Yeah,
And that was so nice.
it was literally so beautiful because I remember like we were in the parking lot and when we were touring and we didn't know where to go. And so we asked these girls and they were like, "Oh, like you can go that way." And then we went. I think we both of us, like my family and them, they went the same way. And they're like one of them was like, "Oh, you're looking for the student union, right?" And we were like, "Yeah." And so they like showed us where it was, and they were just so sweet to us. Like they literally came back to us to tell us where exactly it was, and just like the tour guides and like literally everyone there, like just the energy there was just so positive and so beautiful. Like, and it's also such a pretty campus. Like the gardens that they have, the buildings, and like the fact that they filmed so many, like they've literally filmed like Legally Blonde there, I think, and like it's just so nice. The people, the environment, also like the surrounding areas, like Westwood is very beautiful.
It is so pretty.
Just like I felt very much like at home there when I was there.
No, literally the same.
Yeah,
Like we toured a soundstage and there was like well, first of all, like the campus is so they're so kind on the campus and they just I went to the film school because I like really that was actually the day like walking around UCLA, that was the day that I decided I was like, Mom, like I don't want to go to regular college because we had talked to this film school admissions guy and I was like, Mom, like I don't want to go to regular college. Like this sounds amazing because he was telling us about the program, the acceptance rates, all that stuff. I was like, I don't want to go to regular college. And I remember I canceled my regular college tour for that school. And then we went back in and we continued talking to him. And he was just like, walk around the film school building. He was like, if there's any doors that are unlocked, go inside, explore them, have not like a free for all, but he was just, basically like, go look around. I want you to see everything. We want you to experience it. And I walked around and we walked into this one sound stage and I like remember just like we went in, we were looking around, we were about to leave, and this professor saw us. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I don't know why my phone is dinging or it's my computer dinging and I don't know how to turn that off. Sorry. Anyways, but yeah, and we were walking out and he was like, "Hey, like I'm not gonna like out his name or anything, but he was like, "Hey, I'm the professor." And I kid you not, this professor talked to us for like 30 to 45 minutes and he was giving me so much advice. He was, answering any questions that I had. He was, wishing the best for me. And I think that to me showed so much because I've never been on a college campus where the professors approach you. I've never been on a campus where they let you walk around and like go in depth into the department that you want to go in. And because usually it's just like a brief like walk around the outside, you get to see the library and the bookstore and the cafeterias and stuff like that. But they really wanted you to like make sure. And then also it was really cool because there was a guy there who was like the building manager and he showed us the Darren Star auditorium. If you guys don't know who that is, he is the creator of Sex in the City. And that is like That is like my favorite show in the whole world. And I think that's another reason I want to go there is because so many amazing people have gone through UCLA's program and I need to go there
Yeah,
because I want to make a show like Sex and the City one day. There's something about a New York show that will always do, like Gossip Girl, Sex and the City. So good.
literally. I think like since we both were kind of in Cali, at the same time, it was like we were both like texting each other about like our
Yes,
experiences
we
and
were.
stuff, and I think that also made me feel like I wasn't alone, like in pursuing film school, and just like both of us like telling what we've gathered from touring and just talking about like what we want to do in our future, and because we both kind of have like the same goal and the same ideas of what we want to do, and so like just talking to you and talking to my managers and talking to my family just made me realize like how much I want to pursue college in California, in Southern California. And yeah, it was just like such an amazing experience. Also, like everyone there was so like all had this like energy, like to
Right?
like they were all just like, I know maybe it's because like they saw us, but they were all just so like ecstatic and excited and happy, and um,
They were all so kind.
they
Like
were so
everybody was like directing me to people to like I met like the dean of the like dance school. Like everybody was so nice. Everybody
yeah,
was so nice. And I think that is a community that you need, especially
exactly.
with film school.
Yeah, and
Yes.
whenever I feel like a lot of people talk about this, like when you have like a calling to a place, it's like you have to go there. Like I feel like if you don't go, like say like someone loves New York and they really want to go to school in New York, but they don't, like it's kind of like a regret, and it's kind of like what you were talking about, like you only have one life. You have to do everything that you possibly can in this life to get
Where
whatever
you
what you want, what you love, what your passion is, cuz I think that's like, again, this is a little bit corny, but that's like the meaning of like living, is to
living.
love, to pursue, to have passion for so
To have
whatever it
ambition,
is, like for whether it's acting or politics or nature, whatever it is, like
science,
you
whatever.
need you need to pursue it. And I can't like, and I understand because especially at our age, if you are pursuing something creative, your parents might not fully support you in that. And I am grateful, and we both are very grateful for to have parents who completely support our decision in pursuing acting, because I know it's not the same for everyone. But when you have the chance, do it, because it you will not regret it. I'm not saying it's not going to be hard at times, because it definitely has been. I'm not saying it's not going to feel isolating it at times, because it has been. But I think, like you said, you miss 100% of the shots that
I
you
know
don't
shots
take. And
oh,
like, if you don't take it, the answer is always going to be no.
no.
It's
But
always going
not
to be no. And unless you put yourself out there and make it, known that you are pursuing this, it's like you're not going to get anywhere. And I think, like, again, like, it's so important to pursue what you love, because I think that's like, for me, I think that's what living means, to live, to
absolutely.
travel, to experience, to love, to pursue. It's important. And yeah, I mean, I completely understand if there's certain societal standards, some cultural standards that you have to live up to. But if you do get the chance, do it, because I think that's so
Even
important.
if you can't pursue it as a career because, it's just not something that is accepted or that you have support on, get in local short films, get in local film festivals,
Yeah,
like go and experience those, volunteer at them. work on their crews and stuff like that. I think short films and independent projects are some of the best times that you'll ever have and some of the closest connections that you'll ever make in your life. And then I just want to add this, like, I'm somebody that really wants a family, and if you're somebody that really wants a family, I think this is something that really helped me come to terms with wanting a career in film. I just thought, I was like thinking about my future while I was in California, and I was like, if I have kids, do I really want to? I was actually on the flight back, and I'm gonna get into a whole little story really fast. I was on the flight back home, and I remember flying in, and I could see the city below me, and I realized how small everything was. And then I was thinking, and I was like, I should do what I want because I am just a blip in the world's radar. And I was like, it's not, everything feels so huge, and it feels like huge, like life changing decisions, and they are, but also it's just like, it is not like me choosing film isn't going to throw off the entire world. Like, I'm just one small part of it. But then I also thought, I really want a family someday. And, like, you talk about college and you talk about growing up with your kids and you give them advice and you want to inspire them. And I thought, do I want to tell my kids that I settled and, did my backup option? No. I want to tell my kids that I gave everything in me. And even if I don't end up doing film, even if I end up failing, I know in my heart that it's not failing because I gave it my all.
Yeah.
So maybe I won't end up with a career in film. Maybe I won't end up being an actor, but I know that I tried and I gave it my all. And one day I would be able to tell my kids that I didn't give up on my dream,
Yeah.
but that it just didn't, my dreams ended up changing. And maybe that will happen. But for right now, all I know is I have wanted film and acting for way too long. And I want to one day be able to, like, tell my family that
Yeah.
I did everything I could.
Literally, because you don't want to have any regrets in your life. You want to give everything your all. And I think if you have a talent that could, genuinely like change the lives of others, I think you should share it. You should share it with the world, because you don't know how many people's lives that you could change. And also, I think, like, as a kid, I've always pursued everything creative. Like, I've never ever, like, I've I've always like did pursued like my guitar, or like, played my guitar, I painted, I literally did so many things like in on the creative side. And growing up and becoming like a teenager, I've seen, that creativity sort of die and fade because the world, and the, I guess, the real world, as we're growing into it, demands for you to be have more structure. And I think that way, like, a lot of like empathy and creativity kind of fades. But I think that holding on to the arts and holding on to the acting really does, keep like that kind of like child imagination, child creativity, and child empathy alive throughout, your life. And sometimes I get it. Like, sometimes, that's what people need. Sometimes people need to be reminded of that love, that creativity, that imagination at any age. And that's what I think filmmaking is about. It's about having like that idea and pursuing it and creating and something so beautiful as a film, and giving it out, sending it out to the world, and having it possibly change lives, change perspectives, whatever. And holding on to that creativity and that imagination that you once had when you were a child.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think just, and this goes for any career, because maybe you're watching this and you're really interested in math. And maybe for you, escaping is, something completely different than films. Maybe it's, working on theories and stuff like that. And I just want to say if you are in any career, any field, anywhere, pursue your dreams because it is one of the most fulfilling things. And every small win will feel huge versus choosing something that you feel mediocre to, not interested in. Every single huge win, you will be reminded of what could have been. So, if you really if you want to feel fulfilled, I think the best way to do that is to follow your passions, follow your dreams, and live with no regrets.
Yeah, literally, like whatever it is, pursue it. And I know that a lot of times we're thinking about the future and trying to, build a sustainable life for yourselves and your families. And of course, that's super important. But, pursuing what you love, it's like you'll never have the chance again. You'll never be this young again. So take take the steps, take action, and persist. And even if it is hard at times, I know that everyone has different beliefs and different standards for how they want to live their life. And if you may not want to pursue exactly what you love, but you can still do that on the side. And I know a lot of people do that on the side because they still want to like, even in our acting class, there's lawyers and literally like people who have like full working jobs, but they still pursue acting on the side because they love it. So, whatever it is, pursue it. Even
Do
if it
it.
is a little, just,
Part time.
yeah,
Do
even if it
it.
is a little, just go for it. You will not regret it. It genuinely is like the best feeling in the world to be doing what you love at every moment.
It really
Yeah.
is. I think, yeah, that is today's episode. Do what you love, follow your dreams, even if it's something small like making a short film on your phone when you go for a walk, or maybe in an Uber on the way to like the airport. Do it. Post it somewhere or keep it private. Show your family or show your friends or keep it to yourself. But do something. Do something that you love. And if you made it to the end of today's episode, I want you to right now turn off your phone, turn off your computer, and do something you love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. And, we honestly had no idea what direction
Yeah.
the podcast was going to go into today, but I'm glad that it went where it did today. And hopefully it inspired you to take some action in whatever it is that you love. But yeah, thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. And I also just want to close out and say this again, kind of like I say in every episode. Take what we say with a grain of salt. If something resonated with you today, that's amazing and we're so happy. But again, if not, we are not giving any like legal advice or anything like that. And we're not professionals. We're not claiming to be professionals. So this is just kind of us sharing our thoughts and opinions and things like that. And if things resonate and help you, that's amazing. If not, it's okay. And we still love you. And we hope that you come back again next
Yes.
week. More episodes.
Thank
So,
you. We
yeah,
love
we
you.
love you. Bye.
Bye.